was the critical take, that all of this is made up, that the creation of these angelic visitations were all manufactured over a number of years in order to match contemporary concerns of proving their authority, similar to the first vision. And there are some early converts to the LDS Church who back this up. David Whitmer, one of the witnesses to the Book of Mormon, and William McClellan both claimed that these stories of the priesthood evolved as a way for Joseph to take power. William McClellan, one of the first apostles and early convert, even said, "I never heard of Moroni, John, Peter, James, and John as visitation until later on," of a claim that has been disputed by some scholars and is complicated by McClellan's own diaries, but the principle still holds forth that this idea of the priesthood restoration being constructed later on is one of the theories that people have posited to understand these complicated textual records. Now, if you want as influential figures, of course, Fawn, Brodie, and Dan Vogel are scholars of Joseph Smith who not only argue that these accounts are made up, but place the creation of their narratives within a particular historical context to buttress Joseph Smith's claims to authority during the 1830s. Now, most scholars, as I mentioned earlier, are not as interested in trying to prove that these angelic visitations happened or they didn't happen. Those are outside the realm of what scholars can prove. But what they are interested in, and this is the focus of my own work, is how these narratives are constructed and understood with an evolving community. I think the most important point to look at these different documents explaining these angelic ordinations and the claim to authority and the connection to the primitive past is that they demonstrate the evolution of the idea of priesthood authority in general. The references to the higher versus lower priesthood, as opposed to Aaronic and Melchizedek, show that those ideas of authority were still inchoate and growing.